What's up, guys? Welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Mackenzie with us here today.
Woo!
And Gus.
Yes,
Gus.
and Gus.
We get to see the infamous Gus. We are so excited because we are having a marriage between Gus and Snowball.
Yep.
And it's going
Really serious.
That is so funny that they're both bears, too.
I know.
It was just meant to be.
Like, matted fur, like...
He's pretty soft. He's very soft. I mean, you guys will get to meet him soon, I hope. He's...
So excited.
You had him your whole life?
No, so I actually... This is like, I've just let people kind of think that. I actually just got him.
Oh my gosh, I
Oh
love
my
that.
gosh.
So the story is, my birthday was August 20th, and we were in quarantine at the hotel, the host hotel, and we were obviously like kept in all isolated in our own room. So I was alone on my birthday in my room. We went into the villa a couple days later, but that meant I couldn't call my mom. I couldn't talk to my family. So my mom surprised me with this massive bouquet of long stem roses outside my door and all of these balloons. And then there's a little bag, and inside is Gus. And it's like a tradition that my mom doesn't send me stuffed animals all the time. It's just when we're really missing each other. So when I saw Gus, I was like, okay, I have to name him. So his real full name is August, like August for my birth month, and then Gus for short. I mean, he really just took America by storm, though.
Gus was the star.
That is so cute.
Gus is the real winner of Love Island. If Love Island was a single island, then Gus would win.
What a backstory. I'm cracking up, so I wanted to quickly show you my bear.
I'm ready.
So I had it as a baby, and it's been through a lot. It was actually my mom's bear before it was my bear, actually. So, and then one of my dogs ate its face off. But, like, this is...
What? Oh, my God!
This is Kellis.
This is
As you can see the fur, look at his butt. Look at his butt. It
has a crack.
It actually has, like, a butt crack. Look at his... He wasn't TV approved.
Does it remind you of those, like, what was it, those dolls that they used to make, like, the stuffed animals like that? Like,
Yes.
the, like, whatever they were called that were, like, the little, it looks just like, I mean, wow.
Coraline.
So it actually had a different name when it was my mom's, but when it became mine, I had a crush on this guy at daycare, so I named it after him. So I was chasing boys since an early age. Kellis.
Okay, so my preschool crush, we got married in preschool. His name was Mitchell. Do you remember yours, Alex? Now that we're just taking a walk down memory lane.
Mine was Connor. I swear.
We did.
Well, my first boyfriend's name was Connor. My first ever boyfriend's name was Connor. Yeah, I feel like we all just need to have a Connor in our lives, apparently. I needed two, but, I mean.
A Connor. I've never had a Connor.
You haven't?
Time is coming.
He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming for you. He's not here yet, but he's on his way.
Okay.
So we have so many amazing questions people sent in. We had a lot of really excited people.
Yes.
To have you here on our show.
Everyone is freaking out.
We're freaking out. It's so funny that, like, we think, like, we're your friends. I mean,
I know.
we are your friends.
Like, already my best friends. Like, I've contacted T-Mobile and I'm changing my top 5 to include you guys because that's how tight I feel like we are already after like a week of speaking.
It's so true. It is so true. And I think that's the beauty of Love Island. Everyone wants to know is, when are you seeing Connor?
Tomorrow! Yes. Connor has booked a one-way ticket to Arizona. Yeah. And I could not be more excited. I have not brought a guy home to my family since probably like when I was 18. Like, it's been a long time coming. Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, I'm so excited for you.
Okay, so your parents, like, obviously already really like Connor, right?
Yes, they do. They really do. So Connor's mom and my mom connected early on in the show, and they became like each other's like emotional support system. So not only does Connor's mom and my mom love each other, but my family loves Connor and Connor's family loves me. And so it's just like, wow, we just walked out of the villa into like a happy family reunion without even meaning to. So
Awesome.
It's amazing.
That's so important to have, too.
I want to know, when you got the text about when you said why America, it was honestly the most iconic thing ever. I want a mug that says it. And what were you thinking in your mind?
So everyone in the villa thought that I was mad at Connor, which I was like, how? Like, America voted? What do you mean? My reaction was, okay, first I was nauseous because I was like, holy cow, what's happening? 'Cause this is the first public vote. Like, we're just going about our lives, and all of a sudden we get this vote. So for me, I just immediately thought, oh my God, America thinks I'm not good enough for Connor. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I doing that I'm not deserving of him? That they would vote at that point in time, my boyfriend, to go on a date with someone else. Like, in the outside world, think about it. When your friends are trying to like look out for you, if they did something like that, it's because they don't want you to be with the person you're with. So that was my initial reaction. And then also on top of that was, more specifically, does Connor's family not approve of me? Or do they think poorly of me? So I was just so upset with myself. And that's why I was like, why, America? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, please just send me a text telling me, Mackenzie, this is why we voted your boyfriend to go on a date with somebody else. Like, that would have been nice, you know, some explanation.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's so emotional in the villa, and especially getting that kind of text. It just hurts all the way around. I wonder if America was trying to tell you that he's saying different things than we hear him saying to you when he's talking to the boys, specifically Johnny. Do you think he was threatened by you guys, or what was the beef between you and Johnny? Because
I'm dying to know that too.
Everyone disapproved of it, just so you know.
Thank goodness.
And we thought it was just a joke at first, maybe like a banter you guys had.
Did he like, you know, it was like, did he rip on her for some stupid thing and like she snapped back at him and they had this like weird coiling together, or was it like something more deeply rooted, which I think it's pretty apparent that it is.
Obviously, Johnny was the single boy, and he had talked to all the girls. I do feel like he did have an interest in me. So the second day he did talk to me. I made it very clear that I was all in on Connor, even though it was the second day, I was pretty certain. So, and then he did kind of, with his response to that, kind of sounded like he wanted to still get to know me. So I'm not sure if he liked me, maybe he did. But then in the hidden baggage challenge, I knew I wanted to kiss Connor no matter what the baggage was. So I did kind of fake out Johnny as just like a joke, but Johnny took it very personally and was actually commenting on it for the whole rest of the day. And I think that was the last time that Johnny and I like actually really had a conversation ever. Like, we then from that point on, it was just kind of, we went about our lives separately. And for me, I did start to see things about Johnny that I personally was like, I don't know if I really want to get to know him as a friend, because I'm not sure if he's here for genuine intentions. And then as things progressed with Connor and as things became more stressful, and there was a lot of the guys' input into how Connor was feeling, because people like to make it seem like Connor can't think for himself. Connor can very much think for himself. He is a grown-ass man. He's a big, sexy piece of man. He's got a brain. He knows what he wants, but I feel like the boys they really just wanted us apart, Johnny especially. And I think it started with the swerving at the hidden baggage. And then I think it also, I'm not underestimating the fact that in the first recoupling, Connor got to go first. And I think that we had been kind of called like mom and dad. Everyone from day one was like, you guys are so cute. And I think that Johnny felt threatened by that. And I don't think it was something that I knew like that. I think that as time wore on and I saw how things played out and I realized that Johnny and I did not have a relationship whatsoever, I started to think, why is that? And why does he have so much to say about my relationship when he knows nothing about me? And honestly, I knew that he didn't know much about Connor, because Connor and Johnny are not the type of people who are going to mesh very well or be able to relate on a lot of stuff. So yeah, I mean, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny's very controversial.
Yeah.
I know I have seen in recent polls on the Love Island app that people are starting to forgive him. just because he is asking Sally to be his girlfriend, which I think is a total cop-out.
It's like a publicity stunt.
It is so calculated.
Yeah.
All calculated, all of it. Every single thing, in my opinion, especially watching it back, watching Casa more, I love Sally so much. Like, what you guys don't get to see is the love and support that we had in that group of girls. Like, there was not anybody who was putting anybody down. Like, we truly tried to build each other up, and there was real friendship there. And we became like sisters during Casa Amor with all of our chats, all the tears, everything we went through. So to go through that with Sally and to see and hear, honestly, how much loyalty meant to her and how much it would upset her for Johnny to kiss a girl outside a challenge. In my opinion, if she saw the dynamic between Johnny and Mercedes, I think that she would be reacting very differently right now. And I'm upset that, you know, I think that at this point, even though technically it has come to light what he did, I think it's been downplayed significantly. And I also think that it's kind of one of those things that time moves weirdly in there, as you guys know. So by the time that Sally's learning the truth about Casa, you know, it's been how long? Like over a week? Like, it seems like so far away at this point. Like, she deserved to know right then and there. And if it wasn't going to be Johnny, I wish one of the other boys had stood up and told her. And I mean, that's my opinion though, but I think Sally deserves better.
Yeah.
Sally deserves the world. She's an amazing girl. And I hope that he understands what he has with her. I really do.
3 words, Sally deserves better. Exactly what you said.
Save Sally.
I really like this one. Are your boobs fake?
Obviously, we're on boob job number 2, people.
I love you. I was like, are you kidding me?
Okay,
but my nose is real. Let's set the record straight. My nose is real. I have never had plastic surgery on my face.
Really?
I have had Botox, I have had filler, but this baby is real. These are not real, okay? These are very much not real.
Do you regret picking Jalen?
So I regret picking Jalen, but in the moment, I understand why I did it, and I do not regret making that decision because I think it's was best for me. What people don't know is that the 2 or 3 days leading up to Casa Amor, even though Connor and I had our hideaway night, we seemed like we were on the right track. As you guys know, group dynamics play a lot into how you're feeling. And at that point, we knew that we were going up against people who doubted us. They didn't want us together. They felt like neither of us should be together. And it was hard to move forward. And Connor said it in Casa Amor, like, it's difficult to constantly defend your relationship, especially when people really didn't know what was going on in our relationship. So leading up to Casa, Connor was pretty distant from me. And I had expressed to him the night before Casa Amor that I was all in on him, and I had been faithful, but I had been disappointed before with the Lauren situation. And I felt like he should have stood up for me more when people were making comments about me and about our relationship. And I was very vocal with him about that. And the unfortunate thing is that Connor has always been able to express how he felt to other people, but he's really struggled to do it with me. And I think that then on top of that, when people were saying the wrong things and making false assumptions, he didn't correct them. And I know that he regrets that now, and I'll let him speak on that because that's up to him to say. But yeah, it just going into that was a weird headspace because I didn't know where he was at. And he had kept on expressing, you know, I don't want to be boyfriend, girlfriend anymore. I want space. Like, if a guy in the real world told me that, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to get out my black book. Let's see who we can talk to now. So I was in a situation where, have you ever been in a relationship where you were just like helplessly in love with somebody and everyone's trying to tell you shouldn't be with them, and you're like, wait, can I not trust my own self? Like, do I not know what's going on? So going into Casa, I did want to stay faithful to him. That was my intention. That's why I sent Gus. But I honestly thought that he might come back with someone else, because I knew that those girls would have been watching the show, and I could sense at that point with how the public votes had gone that how we were being portrayed maybe wasn't the most flattering, especially for me. So I was concerned, you know, Connor can be persuaded sometimes. And I thought maybe if there is a girl that's pretty and is his type, and she's saying Mackenzie said this, Mackenzie did that, whether it was true or not, you know, I really thought there was a good chance he'd come back with somebody. So my kind of plan, once I had realized that, you know, maybe I should bring someone back, I wish it wasn't Jalen, but was kind of, I was more taking a chance on a connection that was new. Jalen and I had very, very few conversations. If we had had more, I probably would have realized that we weren't a good fit, but we'd had so few. And it was more of like the possibility that would become something. And it was kind of like a defense for myself, because I felt like I kept on looking like the town fool. Like, through everything I stood by Connor, and I just felt like, you know, Mackenzie, you advocate that women need to stand up for themselves and be empowered, and like, but you're being a hypocrite, you know, because I didn't know how Connor felt. So to see later everything he said in Casa Amor, I'm like, well, dang, like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, why was that never said to me? So I think it was necessary for me in that moment to take a chance on myself and take a chance on something else. But what Connor didn't know, and maybe I don't think Jalen fully understood, was that bringing Jalen back was not me saying that it was completely over with Connor. I knew that Connor would get to stay. I've watched the show. I know that you stay even if you're single after Casa. So I knew that. So I had planned to talk to Connor after Jalen and I came back. And if Connor had expressed those feelings that he had expressed in Casa Amor without my knowledge, then I would have said, please, let's give this another shot. I do want to be with you. Like, I want this to work. I just didn't know if you did. And I felt like you weren't in this anymore. But we never got to talk. And the time that we did, that night on the orange couch, I had every intention, you know, where Carrington tried to like break up the conversation. I had every intention of telling Connor how I felt about him and that I still had feelings for him. But then he brought up Moira and talked about Moira for like 15 minutes. I don't know if they aired that part, but the second we sat down, he started talking about Moira. And I'm like, well, now I'm really not going to tell him how I feel. So yeah, I mean, I knew from the first day back in the villa that I didn't want to be with Jalen. But it's so hard. You have to like rely on the people in the house to be honest with you if they've had conversations with other people. And unfortunately, I think everyone had good intentions. I think they wanted the best for us. But I think that because they didn't understand our relationship, I think that they did have biases that wasn't really fair to Connor and I's feelings, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah, it definitely does.
From like a viewer perspective too, on the villa side of Casa Amor, it seemed very like fun, flirty, like it didn't like, and then looking at the guys at Casa Amor, it felt very sexual. It felt very like drawn in rather than like just fun to see what's there. It like contrasty. But then moving into the villa, you bring Jalen back. Do you think that he was kind of using you as his ticket to get in, or do you think that he's actually open for a connection there?
I don't think that Jalen was open whatsoever to seeing where things went between the two of us. I think that a lot of the boys had very strong opinions about me, like the boys who came into the villa, which I'm pretty surprised by because, I mean, I haven't watched the full show back, but yes, I got emotional at times, but, you know, I mean, I was falling in love. Like I was emotional occasionally, but I was never mean. I was never hurtful. I was never unkind to people. I took care. I was like the mom of the villa. Like I was the one cleaning up after everybody. I was the one trying to make sure that people's water bottles were filled. Like there's so many things about me that I think to judge me based on my lowest moments and these moments that you don't know the full context. that was extremely hurtful. And I think that Jalen sensed that in me, and he kind of played on that, because when I spoke to him, he really didn't express much of a concern with what he'd seen on TV with me. He said, I'm surprised by how you are in person, like you were unexpected. But he also made it sound like he was just surprised I was open to getting to know people. He never expressed that he had this very intense dislike for how I handled those situations. And he did bring that up the day we had that conversation in the kitchen. Yeah. And he said, you know, I was keeping it in the back of my pocket so I could bring it out and mention it to you when I felt it was appropriate. And I said, so you felt this way about me. You felt all of these negative emotions towards me while being in my bed that you were invited into by me. And then you were just going to bring it up whenever you felt like it and attack me for it, and then not give me a chance to explain my side of it. Because that's the thing, is like, I'm very much of the mindset, everyone has their perspective, everyone has their opinions. I'm not going to demand that you feel the same way as me. You're very much entitled to feel that way. But when I wanted to offer context to him as to what happened and my interpretation of the events, he did not want to hear it. He had zero interest in it. And that's why I'm confident in saying, I don't think he ever had intentions of getting to know me and pursuing a couple with me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think what we saw too is I think Jalen wanted to be buddies with all the boys and picked up on the fact that all the boys kind of follow Johnny around. And if Johnny didn't approve, then he wasn't going to be in with the boys unless there was a dislike towards you.
Exactly. I mean, 100%. That's my interpretation of what happened, because we were so supported in Casa Amor. Like, they were calling us a power couple, which I felt like was really odd because, like I said, we did have so few conversations. Like, I feel like I barely knew this guy, and all of a sudden, like, there is a lot of pressure of like, you guys are a couple, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm still in a couple with Connor. And yeah, the moment we got in the villa and he had like one conversation with the guys, I think he was thinking, if I stay with Mackenzie, I'll probably get voted off, or I'll be a social exile in the house. So I need to look elsewhere if I want to stay on the island, and I want to stay and I want to win. And I think that's the truth of it. That's my truth of what happened. So
I think that's why Kirsten wasn't open to speaking with him either.
Kirsten is a good friend. Kirsten is a good person and a great friend. I will defend that girl to the death.
Yeah.
She is very much, I know that she is into, you know, she's very much open about, she loves her clothes, she loves her makeup, but that girl is so down to earth, so real. And she had my back, and I appreciate it. I appreciated so much what she said and did for me, especially with Jalen. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about Kirsten.
Was she your best friend in the villa, or who was your best friend in there out of the girls?
So Moira was actually my very best friend. We got really, really close when Caitlin left, because I had initially a very strong connection with Caitlin. And then she and Moira also developed a strong friendship in that short period of time. So when Caitlin left, even though Caitlin and I hadn't been spending as much time together, I was very upset that she was gone, because I did feel like there was a friendship there and that it would have continued to grow. And Moira felt the same way. So we kind of leaned on each other. And, you know, I was obviously very vocal about how I felt about how James treated her. And I think that bonded us, and we were extremely close, very, very close. I grew closer to Kirsten through the Carrington breakup, because I think that I could relate to Kirsten the most in what she was experiencing and feeling, especially with, you know, the issue with her job, and because I used to work in bottle service, so I can relate. So Kirsten and I got really close around that time, and I would say we were getting closer and closer. Justine and I were also very close, but she established a very, very strong friendship with Connor. And I think it was difficult for her to be very close with both of us when we started to have those problems. Yeah. So I love her to death, and I'm excited for her to be in the outside world so we can become closer, because I think she's an amazing girl, and I'm regretful that we didn't spend more time together. But Those are just the girls that I probably spent the most one-on-one time with, got the closest with. Sully, can't say enough good things about the girl. Like, she's incredible, but she was with Johnny a lot. So we didn't really bond in the same way that I did with the other girls.
Right. Oh, I love that. Did you know that the FaceTime was coming when Connor got kicked out?
No, I honestly did not. That was genuine shock. I was at home and I was with my mom, my sister, and one of the talent managers had mentioned that the executives wanted to call me. And so I thought I was in trouble. And then, yeah, I was like, oh no, what did I do? I've only been out for a couple days. And then I get a FaceTime call from the number, I'm assuming it's them. I answer and I see Connor, and damn, did he look good. And I just freaked out. I like fell to the floor and I was like, what's happening? So that was real. That was not planned. That was 100% real and 100% one of the best moments of my life so far. That was incredible.
Oh my God. It's just like gives me the chills. I just love it so much because we were so not on board with Connor, Mackenzie. Like, we could not get past the way that they were showing him. And we were just
talking.
He wasn't talking. I was like, he's a mute.
He talks so much though. That's what's so funny is like Connor talks more when Connor and I are alone. Connor talks way more than I do. And he will admit that as well. Like, he talks way more than me.
I can't wait to meet him because I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I literally thought you were mute.
I can't. Oh, Connor, such a sweetie.
His bidets.
Right away. Do you think that this experience is something that has helped your self-growth?
Oh, 1000%. I think that something that Connor and I connected about on day 2 when we had our talks was we are very much advocates of self-growth, and that you cannot be in a relationship until you are in a relationship with yourself that is healthy and that is loving. For me, going into this experience, this was so unlike my normal life. In my everyday life, I'm very, very introverted. My boyfriends never meet my friends. That's slightly on purpose because I like to avoid the drama of like my friends having a strong opinion about my boyfriends. And as you saw in the house, how that works. I also never in groups like that. I'm never in group situations. So I think that for me, coming in, the initial excitement of being in the villa, being in the house, being with Connor, I kind of forgot how I am as a person. And then without realizing it, the process, the situation of being in the villa started to take its toll on me. And when I couldn't get my time alone, when I was too exhausted or just too worn out to have like these group talks and these group situations, like, and it was unfortunate because I think that people didn't realize how introverted I was, and they took it personally when they shouldn't have. And you know, that was a big thing for self-growth for me, was learning how to be in a group, learning how to interact in those situations as an individual, and then also as a couple. I think that was, you know, for Connor and I, like, because I'm only used to having alone time with the guys I'm dating, because we're never in groups, we're always just alone, to all of a sudden be dating somebody and then you're constantly in a group, it is difficult if you've never done that before to navigate. And sometimes you might feel like, are we getting enough alone time? And I think I learned so much from that environment about myself and what I need to work on, because I still have a lot of growing left to do. I'm very much the type, I love criticism. I love to take it in. I love to learn from my mistakes. And I learned a lot from the villa.
Well, that's very interesting too, because I think that shows like what the Jalen situation was about. You were upset that you didn't have the time, and that just explains exactly what you just said.
I told him, and then he didn't care.
And we didn't see that. Like, we didn't know that about you.
Right.
So now we understand, like, it makes more sense. Are you going to introduce Connor to your friends now?
I am, starting with my 2 best friends right here. Duh. Yeah, that's why I'm taking him to LA, because so he's coming here to Arizona, meet my family. but most of my friends live in LA at this point. The ones that are on the West Coast, at least, you guys, obviously. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be a lot for him. My friends are probably unlike any girls he's ever met. If you've ever met some of the girls in LA,
Yeah.
are strong, we are fierce, we are independent women. It's going to be a lot to take in, but I know he's excited, and I'm so excited for them to meet him. So excited.
Can you give me some like funny memories or like great memories you have of the villa that like we're not including Connor, just like random things?
Yeah, so all the time, like I said, the girls in the dressing room, because we did get separated by guys and girls a lot. So we spent all our time in the dressing room together, and we bonded a lot. Something you guys probably saw on the show is like we started doing like this. And so when Sally and Justine were waiting at the fire pit after Casa Amor, like for the recoupling, Cher comes in and we're all like, oh my God, if they all look like Cher, we're screwed. Like we're all done for. And so Sally and Justine are just over here like, I stayed loyal and I shouldn't have, like, I'm dumb. And like, we're all laughing so hard because we're like, we sabotaged ourselves. Like, we stayed loyal, we dumb. And like, we were all dying. So all the girls were doing it. Kirsten was over here doing it too because Carrington and Laurel hadn't come in yet. Oh my God, it was so funny. And so we just kept doing that. We just kept going like this. Another thing I don't think they included with the girls is we would always make the joke whenever we would ask the girls a question, like let's say we were getting ready and the girls were like, what do you think of this outfit? And like in your mind, you're thinking, like you ask your friends, what do you think of your outfit? And you know it's a bad outfit. But then your friends are like, no, you look great. And then you're like, are you trying to sabotage me? And so anytime we asked each other questions, we would just joke that it was like, they were like sabotage, like every time anything happened, but it wasn't sabotage. It was us supporting each other. It was like the opposite of sabotage, but we literally said it all the time. Oh my God. So many good times with those girls. Holy crap. And then I had a lot of funny moments with Carrington. He's such a goober. He was my best friend in the house. Oh my God. Like, out of the boys at least. But
That was like the
one
best
of the
one.
Carrington stories.
best Carrington story. So one time, I've never laughed so hard in my life. I loved, and I think this is why it was like so hard towards the end there, once everything had changed so much, when Connor and I's bed was where it was for so long, and Carrington was always next to us. So Carrington was obviously sleeping next to me. We would have so many funny chats at night between the three of us, and Trey too, because when Trey was still there. This one night, he was like imitating this guy, and like because this guy could dislocate his shoulder, and Carrington just like he kept trying to imitate it because he just thought it was like the craziest thing he'd ever seen. I'm not kidding when I say I laughed for 5 minutes straight because Carrington trying to tell a story is the funniest thing. Oh my God, I cannot wait for him to get out and we can just goof off all the time together. He is so funny.
Cannot wait to meet
We
him
cannot
because
wait
he
to meet
just
him.
looks like uber douchebag on TV, and every single person we speak with is like, he's hilarious, he's great.
He's
and
a
so
great
we're always
friend.
like, I need this, like I need more of that, whatever that.
Oh, I know, poor guy. He does not get enough credit. Like he was my constant, honestly. Even sometimes, I mean, aside from the girls, when things were going poorly between Connor and I, like Carrington and I had this bond where Carrington was always there for me no matter what, because I feel like the friends who really truly loved Connor and I both, they really just wanted to see us both happy. And I think that Carrington was able to see things from both of our perspectives. And that's why he was always there for me and there as a person to lean on. And, you know, I can't say enough good things about him. I just think he's the type that with his friends, with his girlfriends, like girlfriends as in me, he can be really open, he can be himself, and he can be that sweet guy. I mean, when I was sitting next to him waiting for Connor to come in at Casa Amor, Carrington knew how stressed I was, and he literally put his hand on my knee and was like, I love you, it's going to be okay. Like he did that with me, but I understand that the girls he's been with in the villa have struggled to get to that deeper level with him. And I think that for Carrington, with his dating experience, I think that he just approaches, he's one of those guys, and we all know those guys, that it takes them a long time to open up if they're romantically interested in you. And I think that I think that he does really like them. I just think that it takes him more time. And it is a bummer that, you know, they haven't gotten to see all of him all the time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you caught up on the show? I know you briefly mentioned you were gonna wait to watch a couple episodes with Connor, like the Connor and Lauren episodes.
Oh, I don't think we're ever gonna watch them.
You're gonna just skip them. Okay, no worries. But are you caught up other than those?
No, I'm not watching the show for a long time. I've been getting like secondhand, people have been telling me. I only watched the Casa Amor episodes, and then I watched the ones where Connor was still there because yes, I was keeping an eye on him to see what he was doing. Because in case he did come out, I wanted to be up to date on what was happening. But I didn't watch last night's episode. I know that Carrington is now a date guy, but that's about all I know.
I was gonna ask you if maybe you thought he would sway to the new girl or not, but
I think that has more to do with Laurel, though. Honestly, I think that especially like with Kirsten and him, like the way that played out, it was only once Kirsten herself was also having doubts and also having questions that he started to open those dialogues about no longer being together. But I think that he would have stuck it out with Kirsten if he felt like she wanted to be in it as a lot, but they realized it wasn't the right thing. So with Laurel, she's having these doubts. She's seeing things she doesn't like. So I think if she's pulling back, I think he could go with someone new, but I think that has a lot to do with how Laurel feels, honestly. I think that he likes Laurel a lot, and I think if she was 100% committed to him, I think he would stay with her, you know?
So I think one of the biggest questions we have to ask you is who you're rooting for. Who is your couple?
J-Lib.
Yes.
Obviously, J-Lib. I'm also rooting for like Carrington and Kirsten to find love because I have hope for the two of them that they could still at this point find somebody. But J-Lib is my couple. They're who I want to win. J-Lib.
I've been voting for them too. They are our front runners.
They're
end
game.
Well. They are end game. They are our front runners. I would like to see more of them too, more airtime of them in the episodes. I want to see like a hideaway we never got to see, so I want to see maybe another one or just like send them on another date. Like
I know, send them on a romantic date, please. J-Lib deserves a date.
They really do.
I hope Kirsten likes Bennett. She is so true to her heart and has never gone for someone just to stay in the house. Yeah. She has very much tried to go with her heart and make romantic connections. Like she doesn't do the friendship couples. She goes for something romantic. I think she really was trying with Calvin, and she knew quickly that it wasn't going to work. So I know she's there for the right reasons. I hope that Bennett's a great guy. I didn't get to vet him. I didn't get to meet him, so I'm not really sure.
I have my suspicions just based on pre-Villa articles, but I don't want to judge him based on that, so I'm trying to judge on what I'm seeing on the show, and then, you know, hopefully maybe get to know him after.
Is Gus excited to see Connor?
Oh my God. So I'll let you guys in on a secret. Gus does not like me nearly as much as he likes Connor. Gus does not think my jokes are funny. Gus does not like how long it takes me to get ready in the mornings. Gus loves Connor a lot more than he loves me. So yeah, I would be surprised if Gus stayed with me when Connor eventually has to go home. That's how excited Gus is.
Oh my gosh. Well, he is no more in a broken home. He is in a full family.
Alex has been dying to ask you this too.
What, do you love Connor?
I do love Connor. I do. I very much do. And I do want to set the record straight on this. Like, I know that a lot of people are like, wow, it happened so fast. How is it real? something that people don't realize about Connor and I is out of everyone in the house, we probably had the least experience in a relationship. I've only been in like situationships that are like open, and I've had like 2 relationships, but they were very short in comparison to some of the people in the house. And same with Connor. His were also very short, and he's only had really 1 relationship. So for us we're kind of commitment phobes. So the fact that we are like so much into this, we want to be with this person, and we're so sure. I've only said I love you to 1 person before, and I don't even know if I meant it. So
Really excited.
I am very certain that I love him, and I think you just know when you know. And I think that we knew on day 1. I think honestly it could have been love at first sight. I just think we had to go through a lot to get our happy ending, but we did.
Yeah. What did you teach him in the hideaway?
Oh my goodness, I still have a lot to teach him. Yeah, I think he's looking forward to it. I didn't even pack any of my lingerie because that's how certain I was that I wasn't going to meet anybody in this house. I was like, I'm going to literally be like, I don't like any of these boys. Like I'm hoping, but no one's going to deserve my lingerie. And so we get out, and I'm like, just you wait, sweetie. Just you wait. You get the whole cookie jar. You get the whole friggin' cookie jar.
Oh, the cookie jar.
Oh, the cookie jar thing was hilarious.
That was
also, have you seen the meme of you, the Why America meme?
I don't think I've seen it, no.
Gotta find it and show you.
Also, I think on our season, the only people that brought lingerie into the villa was like, I just brought a cute matching set, but Caro had some lingerie in there. But we would make everyone wear my matching white set with my matching white pajamas to the hideaway as if it was like a christening experience.
What?
We made every single girl do it. Like why?
I will say one night after Connor did something that day that just made me like so happy. So I was like, guys, I need lingerie. I don't have any. And they're like, oh no, like I don't have any. And then Rachel's like, I've got this. So then I borrow Rachel's like sexy bralette. I go to bed that night. Connor's still talking about this bralette. And I'm like, thanks, Rachel. So shout out to Rachel. She brought it with the sexy bralette. Connor's still talking about it.
Like, can I wear it?
I got it.
Back. Cats or dogs?
Dogs, 100%.
Who's your favorite music artist?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I would say probably Post Malone.
Oh,
yeah. I like him. I like Halsey too.
Yeah.
I feel like you would
Halsey
like.
is really good.
Favorite sport and favorite sports team?
Yes.
Favorite sport is baseball. But my favorite sports team is the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
No, baby.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't.
Keep it moving. Yeah. What's the Eagles record this year?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Couldn't know. I'm team this year.
The Tigers.
What?
Tigers?
Baseball?
No, the Eagles are football.
Oh, not the Lions. Not the Lions. I know we already briefly went over it, but a reminder to ask her what her moves are. Heart.
In the hideaway? Oh, I've got too many moves, and I don't think they're appropriate to say on camera. When I say we have not rounded the bases, I mean like we have literally not come close to rounding the bases. We are very much between second and third. We're trying to steal third. We have not stolen it yet, you know. So there's a lot to come for Connor, that's for sure.
I hope you slide right into home base really fast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm passing a question, and I think they said, are you still going to pursue Connor? But they said purchase. Are you still going to purchase Connor?
I can't.
Things I want to know. What kind of like stores did you purchase like outfits and stuff for the villa? Because you had the most
best
amazing
style
there.
Thank you. So I love ASOS. ASOS is my favorite for like those fashion forward pieces. So like my jumpsuits, my pink dress, that was all ASOS. You guys didn't even get to see, I had the most gorgeous like lava colored dress from ASOS that was going to be like my like end game dress if it got to that point. My workout stuff, that was from H&M. H&M is great. All my boxers, all H&M, all my crops, all H&M. I did shop at Fashion Nova a bunch. Yeah. Oh, Tiger Mist. Tiger Mist. That's great. Yeah.
Okay. I can't believe I haven't asked this question to more girls. How many thong bikinis were taken away when you got to the villa?
I think I spent a few $100s purchasing prior to arriving swimsuits that would be approved. But then only to find out that my boobs were never going to be approved.
Oh.
I got dress coded so many times.
Oh.
Kristen and I had a running joke of like, do you think we'll get away with this outfit today? I don't know. Do you think so? Maybe, probably not. Like,
we had that. It was really funny.
Except, no, I just wore diapers because I wasn't prepared to show anything. But literally when we saw you guys, I was like, I would have never made it. I have an A cup and everyone has huge boobs and I'm so jealous.
The boobs were out this season.
And I loved it.
And it was great.
I told you guys a story about Carrington regarding my boobs.
Yes.
Okay, so Connor, the first like week that we were together, always made such good eye contact. And I'm so used to guys like checking out my boobs. And Connor would like never look at my boobs. And it literally reached a point where I'm like, Connor, do you realize that I have really nice boobs? Like, you have yet to look at them. And he's like, I'm being polite. Like, I'm taking my time. And I'm like, okay. Is apparently on like day 5 or something, Carrington goes up to Connor and he's like, yo, so Connor, did you realize that Mackenzie has like really big tits? And Connor is just like, I mean, yeah. And Carrington's like, I mean, they're big. And Connor's like, I mean, yeah, they're great. Like, I like them a lot. And I died laughing because I'm just like, in the outside world, I am like nips out. I'm so free about my body, like female empowerment, love your body. So to be in the villa and like be so covered up, I'm like, these people probably don't even realize like how big my boobs are. Like, because I feel like I'm covering them up so much.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
I love that. That's amazing.
Okay, so this is a Love Island Would You Rather. So, Mackenzie, would you rather find out the public think you're fake or find out that the public thinks the person you're coupled up with is fake?
Find out that the public thinks the person I'm coupled up with is fake.
Would you rather find out the person you're coupled up with likes your best mate in the villa or
that happened?
That's true.
I was like, oh.
Okay. This is a good one. Get pied by everyone in the house, but find the perfect person in the last week, or find someone you really like straight away, but get pied in the last week.
Didn't that happen to me too?
It's
Alex, this seems really personal. This seems like you're really trying to just get at me.
Okay, this is a good one. Would you rather have everyone think that you're the fittest person in the villa or everyone think that you have the best personality in the villa?
I would rather everyone think I have the best personality. I am very nurturing and I am a goofball sometimes. When I'm not crying, I am really funny.
We love that. You are. Your texts are literally hilarious. They have me actually laughing out loud. Okay, well, since they're so targeted, give us your advice on relationships.
I would just say that what I learned about approaching relationships in COVID or just in general in life, because hopefully you guys will all be able to date normally like I got to for a month. Eventually, well, normally. I would be very upfront about your past. Be very upfront about what you've experienced, because whether you realize it or not, the things that you've been through have very much shaped who you are as a person. My past relationships they were very much like I was in situations where they were very toxic. Like I was being controlled and I was abused, and I went through a lot. And I think that being upfront about that with Connor gave him a lot of clarity about who I am and how I react to things. And I think it was helpful as well for him to do the same with me. So I knew about, maybe what his triggers were and what were things that affected him differently than other people. I also think it's really helpful to know your love language. Take your love language quiz, have your partner take it. also understand that there's a difference between your giving love and your receiving love, because it's very, very different. Like for me, my receiving is like, I love like acts of service, like that very much, and quality time. But for giving, I'm very much like words of affirmation and acts of service, but they need to line up. And if they don't line up, then you need to figure out a different way to give love. And that's what I give a lot of credit to Justine and Caleb for doing, is that Justine's is physical touch, but Caleb is not a very touchy person. So she communicated that to Caleb, and that is, I think, what made them grow so much stronger, is that she expressed, this is how I normally receive love. What other ways can you express your love for me if you don't want to do it through the physical touch all the time? And so that's super important. We also got really into astrology in the house, and I definitely think that I believe in astrology. I think it's accurate. Connor is a Cancer. I am a Leo. Yeah. They are good matches for each other. So we're on the right track. But just be true to yourself. If something doesn't feel right, speak up about it. Don't just sit there and, sacrifice your feelings or your well-being to make someone else happy. That's just like all I can say about anybody, guys or girls. I felt like whatever you saw of me in the villa with me giving advice to other people, that's what it always boiled down to, was I was like, you have to do what is best for you and always look out for your own well-being. And I think that everyone needs to do that in their relationships. And I know that I do that in mine, and so does Connor. So yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
We've really enjoyed having you on here today. This has been amazing.
You.
Thank you so much for coming on here.
Yes.
This was so awesome.
Can't wait to hang out.
Yes. And we also can't wait to eventually have you and Connor on together later this week.
We're so excited. And Gus, family reunion.
Family reunion.
Wait, I gotta get mine too.
You guys, they're so cute all together.
Love this.
I can't. Mine is so scary.
Can't wait to meet Connor.
This way. All right, but thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Follow Mackenzie. We're gonna link her socials down below. Please subscribe to our channel. Like this video. Share with your friends. Support Mackenzie on all her next adventures that are yet to come, and we can't wait to see her and Connor later this week.
Yes, we are so excited. Thank you. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.